The Mini is one of the most recognizable city cars, but in practice, it's only suitable for city driving. It's a great sports car, provided it has the right engine under the hood. The problem is that they've been inconsistent, and it's these that have caused the most problems for users. We'll tell you which version to buy and what to expect when driving the second-generation Mini. In 2006, the second-generation Mini Cooper, designated R56, debuted, making a successful debut, or rather a comeback in a modern guise under BMW's leadership. While the first model drew on solutions from various companies, it was BMW's own design. The R56 was developed in part in collaboration with PSA, which had both positive and negative effects. In 2007, the Clubman R55 debuted, and the lineup was completed in 2008 by the sporty JCW model. In 2009, a four-seat convertible R57 appeared, followed 2 years later by the Mini Cooper SD, a sporty diesel version, and the two-door Mini Coupe R58. In 2012, a roadster version based on the Coupe R59 entered production. In 2013, production began to slowly phase out due to the debut of the next generation. Coupe and roadster assembly ceased in 2015. The date of the facelift can be linked to the introduction of newer engines meeting the Euro 5 standard, which took place in 2010. Of course, the car underwent minor styling and equipment changes. The Mini Cooper R56 is virtually unchanged from its predecessor, except for being more modern, slightly better finished, and equipped. While approximately 5 centimeters longer, the body, with the same wheelbase, still offered modest rear passenger space and ample front room. This is because those 5 centimeters were allocated to extending the hood, not the cabin. It's worth remembering that the Mini hatch and Clubman are 4-seaters and cannot accommodate 5 people. The trunk is of course nominal, with a capacity of 160 liters in the 3-door version. The Clubman, which is technically an estate car, didn't have a much larger trunk, a mere 260 liters. The Cabriolet version had an even smaller trunk. The Mini is a very comfortable car for two. It's incredibly pleasant to drive, despite its rather firm but supple suspension. The wheels are key. The larger the rim diameter, the worse the ride. 16-inch wheels in size 195/55 R16 are ideal. They're an excellent compromise between comfort and grip. The Mini R56's design isn't entirely new compared to its predecessor. It uses the same but slightly modified platform. More attention has been paid to environmental and safety issues. The steering system now features electric power steering. The front suspension is based on MacPherson struts, while the rear axle is multi-link. The Mini Cooper R56's engine lineup includes the Prince family of engines, known as the 1.6 VTI/THP, also a 1.4 petrol. Developed by BMW and PSA, these units were available in both naturally aspirated and turbocharged versions. In 2010, the entry-level 1.4 petrol engine was discontinued, replaced by a more powerful 1.6 variant. Early diesel engines came from PSA. These included the well-known and highly regarded 1.6 HDI. But in 2010, BMW introduced 1.6 and 2.0-liter diesel engines designated N47. The range of engines varies depending on the body version of the car. Most Minis had a manual gearbox with an Eisen automatic available as an alternative. The latter was not offered in the entry-level Mini 1 and Mini 1D models or the top-of-the-line JCW models. The optimal power source for this car is, of course, the 1.6 VTI petrol engine installed in the Mini Cooper. Its 121/120ths of a horsepower power output is a compromise between fuel consumption and performance. The turbocharged 1.6 engines in the Mini Cooper S and JCW can be fuel efficient, but the dynamic characteristics of this car make economical driving difficult. The sweet spot might be BMW's 2.0-liter diesel in the Mini Cooper SD, which doesn't consume much fuel, but, thanks to its considerable power, accelerates from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in about 8 seconds. For truly frugal drivers, a 1.6-liter engine is available, but the best option is the one from PSA. Choosing without taking into account operating costs and potential problems can be difficult, as there were quite a few engines installed in the Mini, while the naturally aspirated 1.6 petrol engine can be considered the perfect compromise for driving. Gasoline engines are the most risky, generating significant repair costs and prone to serious breakdowns. Regarding the Prince family, everything in this engine breaks down, and everything that can break down in a turbocharged petrol engine. The 1.6 HDI diesel is close to perfection in terms of performance. It's a 16-valve version, slightly less well-regarded than the 8-valve, but still very good. Its design is relatively simple and, above all, familiar to mechanics. It may not be exceptionally fuel efficient, and its dynamics leave something to be desired, but it's the most sensible and safest engine. BMW's 1.6 and 2.0 diesels are more risky. There's still the risk of the timing chain stretching, requiring engine removal and a relatively expensive repair. Replacement costs at least €1,200. The 2-liter is generally praised for its durability, and the availability and price of parts are not a deterrent. If you're looking for good performance, this is the perfect engine for this car. Only the heavier engine means handling isn't as excellent as with petrol engines. The engine you absolutely should not choose is the 1.4 petrol. Not only is it highly unreliable, but its performance is also poor. Aside from the significant engine issues, the gearboxes deserve praise, as they are no longer as delicate as in the predecessor. The automatics require servicing, but with gentle treatment, they are durable. Anti-corrosion protection, however, is less satisfactory, although most corrosion is the result of paint chips or plastic parts rubbing against the bodywork. Windshields, which are angled at a steep angle, are particularly susceptible to damage. Jammed locks, inoperable door handles, and the inability to get into the car after rain are quite troublesome. Water and moisture can easily get into the interior. It's worth periodically emptying the door space by removing the door caps at the bottom edge. Typically, problems with any equipment component are caused by the comfort module FRM3. It can be repaired, and a used one costs around €80 to €150. This module usually fails when the user neglects the battery. A drop in battery voltage causes the module to fail. The steering rack presents fewer problems than its predecessor. The power steering is now fully electric and virtually trouble-free. The suspension itself is simple and easy to service. There are 3 wishbones per rear wheel, which are exceptionally durable. Bushings need replacing only occasionally. The headlight leveling adjusters, which are not particularly resistant to corrosion, perform less well. Prices start at around €2,400, but such cars are quite risky. At that price, it's better to buy a better maintained first-generation car. The differences between them aren't significant, and the previous model had significantly better petrol engines and a very good 1.4-liter Toyota diesel. You should consider buying a Mini R56 with at least €3,500. Then you can find a decent, affordable example, but if you're looking for a nice one, you'll need to budget around €4,800. Cars in nice configurations and in very good condition are priced at €7,000 and more. Interestingly, diesel versions are, on average, much cheaper than petrol ones.